Rosie and welcome to my April reset. We are fully in spring mode. I am thrilled about it. I love spring. April is a really good month. Just generally, I feel like the vibes are good. Everybody's getting hopeful again. The weather is thawing and like pretty cute things are coming out of the ground and like, I don't know, just good vibe. I'm very excited for April to start. We're finally, I feel like April is the point of the year when you're like officially underway and you're like, okay, things have started. We are in 2024 now. Before we hop into April though, let's start with March. Wind my way back. Let's do a little recap, do some favorites, and then we'll look at how the goals went, which, I mean, spoiler alert, not good. But I'm not pissed about it, so it's all right. Let's just get into it. So overall, March was a pretty solid month. Had a lot of high highs, had some kind of low lows. I feel like it balanced out, whereas I feel like January and February were really like a lot more on the negative side. So very happy to have some balance back in March. Obviously, we had a lot of good things going on. The Buc-ee's opened here in Colorado and I got to go. Literally, like, it was only open for 2 days when I went and I was, it was such a mystical experience and I loved it. I loved it so much. I will be going back again, absolutely, especially for my birthday. If you want to see what it was like, I accidentally filmed most of it in slow-mo, but I do have a vlog down below. It's very quick. It's like 5 minutes. So you could get a quick taste of the Buc-ee's lifestyle. But I'm thrilled. I'm sure everybody in my life is happy because now I can shut up about it. I've just been like hyping it up, like we gotta go. And now we went. And so it's okay. But I can't wait until I go again, obviously. So that was a huge highlight. Another huge highlight was last weekend I went on a spring break trip with my friends Ashley and Amanda, and it was genuinely just like such a wonderful time. And you know how you have like, there are just certain moments with your friends that you're like, this is like healing my soul right now. I felt like that the whole trip and it was just so wonderful, and I'm so grateful to have found such wonderful friends, especially out here in Colorado where like I knew no one. I'm so happy to have those girls in my life and I love them. And we saw Vail, Breckenridge, Frisco, and just sort of like drove through a bunch of little towns up in the mountains. And it was really fun. Like, it's exactly the type of thing I want to do all the time, but I don't, because I just don't have any concept of where I would go or what I would do in all of the little towns, because there's always a million things to do. And so I would really have to plan it, whereas they've lived here for a while. Amanda's been here forever, and so they really like know what's up there, and they can be like, you should do this, this, and this, and this is the order to go in. And I'm like, great, wonderful, thank you. So it was a fabulous trip. I loved it. It was not even like 48 hours. It was literally so fast, but it was perfect. And God, I cannot wait to go to the mountains again and also just like do another girly pop trip. It just hit. It just really hit. For the downside, I mean, like, it's a double-edged sword. I spent a lot of money this month. I did not expect to spend. I got my new computer, which I love and is wonderful. Very much enjoying Final Cut Pro, but there's so much to learn. I got we got our like record player holder console piece, and once again, I love that. I'm thrilled with it. I think it looks great. But I did also pull the trigger on a few other purchases that like maybe could have held off. Like I replaced some of my luggage with base luggage because they were having a 40% off sale, which was like unheard of for them. And now of course they're doing another one. So like no longer unheard of, but whatever, they got me. Anyways, I replaced a ton of underwear because that was on my yellow list, and there's just so much of that shit like rips in the wash and the dryer, and I gotta get better about that. And then my lovely camera. I'm adoring her. I think she's great. I'm so mad though that I accidentally broke my G7X. It had a lot of life left in her if she would just turn back on. But it's okay. I'm not holding any grudges. It is freaking me out though that like the viewfinder's to the right, and I'm trying so hard not to look at it. It is like really, really difficult because the G7X one is like above, and so it was a lot easier to just like look in between the lens and the finder and like see how everything is, but it is so noticeable if I like look over here. So we're trying. If you see me looking that way, I'm trying. I promise. And I love it. It is a gorgeous camera. The quality is great. it honestly is fixing a few of the problems I had with the G7X, which was the autofocus was not the best. It would constantly blur me in favor of my background. And that frustrated me so much, but I did not have the time or the patience to figure out how the manual focus on that camera worked. For whatever reason, like my DSLR, I used to have a Canon DSLR. Canon? Yeah, I used to have a Canon DSLR. I still do, but like Canon has it and I don't use it. With a manual lens and everything. And so that manual focus, easy, wonderful. I tried playing around with the G7X and it just like is a lot harder for me to comprehend when I'm not just like on the lens, you know? So yeah, that didn't play very nice with me. Mostly my fault though. And this just is perfect. This just like makes sure it focuses on a face, which I mean, I'm so grateful for, love it. We'll see if it does any funky focusing stuff. This is the first time I'm filming like in front of a background of so many things, I'm pretty sure, and like staying still. So we'll see how it goes in editing. And I also just keep triple checking that I don't have this in slow motion, because that has been my major issue, is just that there's a button directly next to the on and off button. It's like in the middle of the on and off button and the record button, so the two buttons I'm pressing, that changes the mode. And it goes from like this regular recording to, I'm pretty sure point and shoot camera, to slow motion for some reason. And I'm sure there is a reason, but I don't know it. And it's weird, and it kind of pissed me off to find out that 75% of my footage for the past week is in slow motion with no sound. But I figured it out, and I'm very aware of it now. So hopefully I will not continue to have that problem. There should only be one more video that is possibly affected by the slow motion disaster of 2024. And in that case, it's a cleaning video, and so it'll be fine. Okay, we have to talk about the no buy. It was bad. It was bad. March was not good for no buying things. As I said, I spent a lot of money, and especially on stuff I did not anticipate spending money on. So that was frustrating. I broke my book ban and my new clothing ban while we were on our trip, but I knew I was gonna do that, so it's okay. All I can say is I can hope that next month will be better. I mean, all things considered, I've purchased nearly every possible expensive thing I could purchase for my current state. So I was so frustrated with myself, and I was like, what even is the point? But the point is that I can't give up on it, because whatever I do, a little bit is better than nothing. So we're doing our best. But it wasn't good, and it's okay. April, I'm gonna crack down even harder, I think. I'm going to really do my best to cook more meals here. We're back on the no new books, no new clothes. I'm trying to sell a bunch of stuff on Depop and take that money and put it towards the credit cards I didn't pay off and all of the surprise charges I received this month. Thankfully, I feel like I've developed a lot of like cozy hobbies recently. I know I feel like that's such a cringe term at this point, but that's what they are. They just like are nice company. So I'm gonna really focus my energy towards those and really try to make the most of like being in this home. And so that way I enjoy it and I don't spend money going elsewhere. And I do think April will be better money-wise, at least for the no buy challenge than March was, because March, total disaster. But it's okay. I was like really mad at myself over it for a little while, and then I let it go. Talked to my friends about it, and they were like, you know what? You could just try to do better next time. And that's literally all I could do. So here we are. We're gonna try. That's about all I gotta say for the no buy. Wish there was more to extrapolate upon, but just did not do very well. And that's all right. I feel like that wraps up the recap of the month. Like I said, we had some downs, we had a lot of ups, and overall I think it averaged out to be a pretty solid month. Let's share some favorites. This time around, I've got some for you, which is exciting. I didn't have to like dig from the trenches of my memory, like what did I even use this month? We have a lot of music. I made my winter playlist at like somewhere in February, and I finally just started feeling it in March. And so this is now my spring playlist. It has a winter title, but whatever. And I'm so like, it's so nice to be back in a music mood again. I don't know how to explain it, but like my brain is either in the mood to listen to a podcast or in the mood to listen to a bunch of music. And for the past 2 years, it's been on podcast mode. Like my Spotify Wraps have been ass because I've just been listening to the same music since 2021. So to finally have a playlist that I feel like is banger after banger after banger that I'm happy to listen to, I'm like, thank God. We have some new shit up in here. So let's start. First off, I'll say favorite band, The Last Dinner Party. They're really having their moment right now. People are very into them. I know they're on their US tour currently. I think they just hit New York. I had heard Nothing Matters, I don't know, like somewhere out and about before I actively added it to this playlist. And then, of course, I went through their little discography section and just added a bunch of random songs. I have loved each and every single one. And so I ordered the vinyl and I'm very excited to play it. It's just, their sound is so cool. It is like a rock band made of all women. And they also dress like they're from the Renaissance. And it's just the coolest fucking thing ever. I'm trying to get a ticket to the Colorado show because this is probably gonna be their last smaller show before, you know, they hit like big stadium tours. But the resale on them is like not great. So we'll see. We'll see if I can make it happen. Anyways, my favorite songs by them that I really like reached for this month were Nothing Matters, Caesar on a TV Screen. Caesar on a TV Screen was an interesting one because I was like, I like the title. And then I listened to it the first time and there are so many like musical changes, like the style of song, that it kind of threw me off. And then the more I listened to it, the more I'm like, wow, each individual piece of this is beautiful. And putting it all together makes sense. It had to marinate, you know? You have those songs that have to marinate and then you just really love them. That was Caesar on a TV Screen. And then Sinner, also beautiful, wonderful. Very Catholic guilt of them. Next was Good Girl Killer by Paula Delacorte? Not quite sure. Banger, currently stuck in my head, can't get it out. Next, One of Your Girls by Troye Sivan. I'm late to the game on this one and I knew it. But when I heard it come out and when everybody was like obsessing over it in the fall, I was not in a music headspace and I knew that. So I was not gonna try to waste the potential of this one on my non-accepting brain. I saved it, I waited, and here we are. Now I'm absolutely in the mood to love and appreciate all that Troye Sivan can do for me. Also, I revealed to Kenan that he started as a YouTuber back in like 2012, and truly a fun shock. Miss those days. I hope him and Tyler Oakley are still friends. Next, we have Labor by Paris Paloma. Now when I say feminine rage, this is what I'm fucking talking about. This shit just like speaks to my soul. And if there are any days where I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I trying to feed into any feminine stereotype put upon me by society? I listen to this and I'm like, it's okay. Other people feel this way and I can fucking stop. Fantastic. It is very heavy though. So if you're not in the right headspace, maybe prepare yourself. My final song is Blame Brett by The Beaches. I haven't listened to any of their other music, but I need to. I really like their sound based on this song. And I saw a TikTok of them and it was very funny. That one has also just been really stuck in my head because it's just sort of very fun, very fast. All of these are sort of like on the more rock pop side, I'd say, except for Troye Sivan. And I'm not mad at it. I had such a strong rock phase in like the beginning of college and nothing has hit quite the same in that genre since then. So to have these just popping up and presenting themselves to me, I'm like, yes, okay, we're back into it. We're back into it. Favorite book? I'm not gonna lie, did not read too many like outstandingly wonderful books this time around. So I chose my book of the month, which is Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. And I gave that one 4.5 stars, which it was a really good book. And I enjoyed it and I like tore through it really quickly. But I mean, is it gonna stick with me a year from now? Probably not. But it was still a very good thriller and I highly recommend if you're looking for like a quick one and you like the element of podcasts, which has been, you know, so prevalent in recent thrillers just because, you know, like true crime podcasts are such a big thing. I personally enjoy it if it's done right, and I think they did it right in this one, where they didn't focus too much on the actual podcast, but the podcast was used as like a good way to give outside information that wasn't necessarily like in your face. So good job, Amy. I liked it. And now we're on to the random section. I only have 3 things for the random section. First is the Trader Joe's Brazil Nut Body Oil, which apparently was a big thing on TikTok. I missed that. I'm not really on TikTok because I'm silly stupid and I receive messages and I forget, like, I don't forget to open them. I'm overwhelmed by the idea of opening all 375. So I avoid it unless someone like texts me a TikTok specifically. But anyways, heard this was huge. My friend Christina got it for me for Christmas in this little set of like a body butter, this, and a spray. The spray is so nice and it's supposed to smell like the Brazilian Bum Bum Cream by Sol de Janeiro. And yeah, it really freaking does. Wow. I had that, I think end of high school, early college also. And when I smelled this, I was like, wow, this smells like I'm a teenager again in like a really good way. So I have been using this bad boy. It looks like I haven't even used that much, but I've used it after like every shower I've had for the past month. I guess that bodes well. I'll probably have it for a while, but smells beautiful. It's very moisturizing and it has the cream to go with it. I'm pretty sure they only sell it in like that package. Big fan. If you were considering it, I'd say go for it. Next is this little dry erase, like forward, I guess? You could like stick it out like that, but it also has this thing, so I just lay it flat on my desk. And this has saved my freaking life. I actually should have mentioned it in the February favorites, but I forgot. So I've been using this since like end of January, and truly it has made work so much easier. I love a good pen and paper. I love a good to-do list. However, that means I go through a lot of pen and paper, and sometimes I have like half of last week's to-do list on a new week's to-do list, and it just gets messy, and I can't undo that. So with this, it's just a quick little whoop, gone. Love it. It gives me the satisfaction of like crossing things off a list while also being much more sustainable than me tearing through packs of paper. So, banger. And it was in the Target Bullseye section for $5. My final favorite is journaling, which is, I mean, this is no revelatory find, but I used to journal so consistently in 2020, 2021, and then for whatever reason, I just sort of stopped, and every time I thought about journaling, I was like intimidated by it. But this month, with the highs and the lows, I was like, I have so much to think about in both sections that I just really got back into good old stream of consciousness journaling. Like, it really just helps me narrow down exactly what I'm feeling and what I'm trying to say about each thing. Yeah, so once again, this is nothing new to most of you girlies, I'm sure. But if you're ever like, damn, I should journal, just pick it up and do it, because I've thought that a million times and just not done it. So if you think about it, just give it a go. It's just good. It's definitely good for you. My therapist says so. Those are all of my favorites. That's our March recap. Now I have to go look at the goals. I am gonna say I do not think we were super successful. But that's all right. I wasn't super focused on goals this month, so it wasn't like I tried super hard and still didn't make it. But, you know, I like to accomplish a goal here or there. Anyways, there's always next month, but let's look at March's goals and see what we can cook up for April. All right, guys, let's take a look at the March goals. There were not many, and I don't think I did any of them, which sucks. But also, since this month was really like go with the flow, I wasn't super paying attention to anything because I was finally feeling a bit better and, you know, out of my rut. I was sort of just vibing and seeing where that took me. So I'm not too mad about that. However, it is what it is. No Depop purchases. Did not do that. Literally the shirt I'm wearing right now is the only thing I purchased on Depop this month, and it was only $11, but still. Boo, you hate to see it. Pay off 2 credit cards. Nope, because my bonus ended up being a lot smaller than I thought it would be, which was frustrating. And I also got that fun, mystery, unexpected $1,100 interest charge on a $400 balance. So yeah, capitalism is evil, don't forget it. Read 4 physical books. No, only read 2. I did read 11 total, but most of them were Art Cats. So yeah, just have fun with Insta and YouTube. I think I posted once on Instagram. And YouTube, I am having a good time. However, it was a stressful month with the breaking of my camera and all that shit. And I feel like it put me behind because I had everything planned out and then I just didn't do any of it. So it made me stress about it. So I did not just have fun. Unfortunately, there was not much fun to be had. However, I do want to get better about this. I think once I finally have my downstairs set up, I'm gonna have like a spot. I do enjoy taking Instagram like outfit reels and like pictures because the bookshelves are gorge, but also the lighting back here is terrible because I'm in the literal back of the house and the sun never directly hits us. So I'm hopeful that next month will be a bit better for that. Okay, April goals. Number 1, read 4 physical books. Redoing that one because I just sort of forgot. And I'm so close to finishing the Warrior books. And once I do that, it'll be like pretty much physical books from here on out, except for, you know, Kindle Unlimited. But I think I can definitely do this month. I just have to remember that it is a goal of mine. Cook dinner 3 times a week. I think I had this on here recently at some point this year. We've gotten pretty bad about just ordering out all the time, and I'm putting a stop to it. We used to cook constantly, and I don't know what happened. So I think that'll be good. Take more outside walks. It's finally getting nice out, and Iggy, I mainly put Iggy in the backyard and we play with him back there, and that's where he does his bathroom and everything. But he does enjoy a good walk. He does love a good sniffy sniff, and I definitely don't do it as frequently as I should. His potty times line up with like when I'm at work, so I'll just toss him out there. But we're going to change that. I want to take more outside walks. I would also like to take some without him because yesterday, as I'm filming this, I brought him to the park over here and he dragged me down a set of stairs on accident. And so I'm a little scraped up from that and would like for that to not be possible on my walks too. Next, finish hanging and framing all our posters. I got them already printed and I bought the frames from most of them. I think I just have like 1 more to buy. And if that is the case, we're freaking killing it. And I can finish my office, I can finish downstairs and like truly have this house pretty much exactly where it needs to be, except for a rug, but whatever. And then lastly, I want to bring my huge pile of books to Little Free Libraries or try to sell them. So I'll probably like take a big old bag, try to sell the more popular ones, and then whatever they don't want, I will take to the Little Free Libraries and disperse. Yeah, so nothing too crazy. We're keeping it pretty tame and chill this month. This is honestly like the last month I have to like calmly enjoy nice weather and just be free without the crazy stresses of work trips and birthdays and holidays and wild stuff. So I'm gonna try to take it slow this month. I want to like do real intentional living stuff, which I'm pretty bad about. I'm very good about just letting the flow of my life take me over, and I just wake up a month later and realize, oh yeah, I guess I did stuff. So I really want to be more present and focused this month in enjoying it. Well, that will wrap up our April reset. Wow. I think we have some good goals that are accomplishable, a little bit of a challenge, but certainly I need to challenge myself. I need to push. We need to like stick harder than we ever have, especially to the no-buy this month. We're gonna be like in the weeds, just really trying our best. I have a good feeling about April. I'm hoping it'll go well, knock on wood. And I am looking forward to the warmer weather, to spending more time outside and with my friends, and just enjoying like my last peaceful month before travel gets a little crazy. I think that's about all I have for you. I would love to hear how your month went, especially if you're on the no-buy, but also if you're not. Any highlights, any favorites, any new things you tried that you really loved, I want to hear it very much. Please leave me a comment down below telling me any or all of the above. As always, all my links are down below, like my socials and whatever. I'm mainly just active here and on Instagram and Goodreads and my storygraph's a mess. I need to update her. If you want to find me anywhere else, all the links are always down below. If you feel like hanging out a bit more with me and you want to subscribe, I would love that. We have lots of fun and exciting things coming up, especially as we hit April through the rest of the year. Things are gonna get wild in a good way. If you want to stick around, I would love to have you. Yeah, that's everything. So I love you. I hope you're having a fabulous whatever time of day you're in. And I will be talking to you very, very soon.